Let's get reaction now from Republican Pennsylvania Congressman who is co-chair of the Congressional Ukraine Caucus, Brian Fitzpatrick. Congressman, I understand you used to live, or at least temporarily, in Kiev yourself when you were working for the FBI. What do your contacts tell you about what they think is going to happen? Do they think an invasion is imminent?
Hey, David, thanks for having me. They do. All of our intelligence, I'm on the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence. We've been getting briefed on this for months. We've been trying to raise these flags for the administration for months now. The assistance that Ukraine needs has been very slow, and quite frankly, it's been inadequate. They've gotten about 25% of what they asked for. The most significant piece of equipment we've given them is the Javelin system, which is anti-tank defensive systems. They are yet to have received any anti-aircraft defense systems. And without that, they really can't defend themselves.
So what do they say? Again, your contacts, because you've got some really good ones over there. What do they say about Putin's goals? Do they expect Putin to go in all the way to Kiev in this particular invasion?
Well, they're looking at the past to kind of predict what he may or may not do, and his annexation of Crimea in 2014 is good indication of what he plans on doing. He's going to try to use false flag operations to claim that he was provoked. He's even accusing the United States of America of provocation, which is outrageous. But that's what he does, and he uses that coupled with his propaganda, which he's very good at. He's a KGB officer himself, as well as cyber warfare, and they are very, very effective, perhaps more than any other country in the world at cyber warfare. You know,
I don't think giving up our one bargaining chip with Russia, ending the sanctions on that pipeline that Russia has, is provocation in any way, shape, or form. It looked more like appeasement, didn't it?
Yeah, so David, we got briefed on that. I'm the ranking member on the Europe Subcommittee of Foreign Affairs, and we got called when the administration made that decision. It was really a gut punch to a lot of us that care about Ukraine, myself having served there as an FBI agent and lived there, knowing what they would be up against and what a sign of weakness that was. Following right on the heels of Afghanistan, terrible decision. But as far as what we need to do now, David, there are two things that Russia will understand. One is Nord Stream 2. The pipeline, and second is the SWIFT banking system. If we can say unequivocally we will shut down Nord Stream 2, and Germany's got to get on board with that, they are not yet.
I was just going to say,
and second is kicking them off the SWIFT banking system. We can literally end this invasion before it begins.
Yeah, but you know there are questions about whether Germany is a reliable ally in this operation against Putin, right?
Very much so. We've been disappointed, but there's still time for them to correct the ship, and we hope they do that. We're urging our German allies. Weakness invites provocation. Weakness invites aggression. We can get them alternative energy sources. Qatar is a perfect example of a country that can supply them with the LNG that they need.
Well, Congressman, I understand that this is the gateway to the rest of Eastern Europe, to Poland and Romania and Hungary, et cetera. But there are a lot of Americans who doubt whether this president, after Afghanistan, after his negligence on our own border, forget about Russia and Ukraine, whether he's the guy, whether he's the right commander-in-chief to take this on. What do you think?
I share those concerns. It pains me to say that, but I do share those concerns. What we saw in Afghanistan was an unmitigated disaster of epic proportions. What we're seeing on our southern border is an unmitigated disaster. And foreign leaders that are bullies, Xi Jinping, Kim Jong-un, Vladimir Putin, the Ayatollah, they're taking note. And my concern, David, is that if we don't hold the line here and nip this in the bud, Ukraine will be the first, it will not be the last. Taiwan will follow, South Korea will follow, Israel will follow, and we could have a situation where it's the Wild West internationally.
Congressman Fitzpatrick, thank you for your service for the FBI. I appreciate it, and thank you for coming on today.